जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय 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 जय राम Jai Ram, Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram, 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 Jai Ram, Jai Ram Om. Jai Shri Ram. A very warm welcome to all of you to today's Maas Paraayan Satsang. Today being the 15th of January, it's the ninth day of our Maas Paraayan. We will be reciting from Doha 239 to 270. First, I would ask Kamal Bhai to recite the Sumiran, and I will also request everybody to please recite two verses or two dohas. I will recite first, thereafter Molly Didi, and then Auntie Sushila. Um, Kamal Bhai, first the Sumiran, please, then I'll start. Thank you. Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Shri Ram. जो सुमिरत सिद्धि होई, गणनायक करिबर बदन, करउ अनुग्रह सोई, बुद्धि राशि शुभ गुण सदन। मूक होई बाचाल, पंगु चढ़ी गिरिबर गहन, जासु कृपा सो दयाल, द्रवु सकल कलिमल दहन। नील सरोरुह श्याम, तरुण अरुण बारिज नयन, कर सुमम उर धाम, सदा चीर सागर शयन। कुंद इंदु समदेह, उमा रमन करुणा अयन, जाहि दीन पर नेह, कर कृपा मर्दन मयन। बंद उगुरु पद कंज, कृपा सिंधु नर रूप हरि, महामोहतम पुंज, जासु बचन रवि कर निकर। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय। जय श्री राम।
जय श्री राम।
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। सतानंद पद बंदी प्रभु, बैठे गुर पही जाई, चलहु तात मुनि कहेउ तब, पठवा जनक बोलाई। श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय राम। सिय स्वयंवरु देखिय जाई, ईसु काहि धौ देई बड़ाई। लखन कहा जस भाजनु सोई, नाथ कृपा तव जा पर होई। हर्षे मुनि सब सुनि बरबानी, दीन्हि असीस सबहि सुख मानी। पुनि मुनि वृंद समेत कृपाला, देखन चले धनुष मख साला। रंग भूमि आये दो भाई, असी सुधि सब पुरवासिन पाई। चले सकल गृह काज बिसारी, बाल जुबान जरठ नर नारी। देखी जनक भीर भय भारी, सुचि सेवक सब लिए हंकारी। तुरत सकल लोगन पही जाहु, आसन उचित देहु सब काहू। श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय जय राम। कही मृदु बचन बिनीत तिन्ह, बैठारे नर नारी। उत्तम मध्यम नीच लघु, निज निज थल अनुहारी। राजकुंवर तेहि अवसर आये, मनहु मनोहर तातन छाये। गुण सागर नागर बर बीरा, सुंदर श्यामल गौर शरीरा। राज समाज बिराजत रूरे, उडगन महु जनु जुग विधु पूरे। जिनके रही भावना जैसी, प्रभु मूरति तिन्ह देखी तैसी। देखहि रूप महारन धीरा, मनहु वीर रसु धरे शरीरा। डरे कुटिल नृप प्रभु ही निहारी, मनहु भयानक मूरति भारी। रहे असुर छल छोनिप बेशा, तिन्ह प्रभु प्रकट काल सम देखा। पुरवासिन देखे दो भाई, नरभूषण लोचन सुखदाई। श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय राम। नारी बिलोकहि हर्षि हिय, निज निज रुचि अनुरूप। जनु सोहत सिंगार धरी मूरति परम अनूप। जय श्री राम।
जय श्री राम। श्री राम जय जय राम। श्री राम जय राम। विदूषण प्रभु विराट में दीसा, बहुमुख कर पगलोचन सीसा। जनक जाति अवलोक ही कैसे, सजन सजे प्रिय लागे जैसे। सहित विदेह बिलोक रानी, शिशु सम प्रीति न जाति बखानी। जोगिन परम तत्वमय भाषा, शांत शुद्ध सम सहज प्रकाशा। हरि भक्तन देखे दो भ्राता, इष्ट देव इव सब सुख दाता। राम ही चितव भये तेहि जेहि सिया, सो सनेह सुख नहीं कथनिया। और अनुभवति न कही सकसो, कवन प्रकार कहे कवि को। यही विधि रहा जाई जस भायहु, ते तस देखहु कौशल राहु। राजत राज समाज महु, कौशल राज किशोर। सुंदर श्यामल गौर तन, विश्व बिलोचन चोर। सहज मनोहर मूर्ति दो, कोटि काम उपमा लग सो। शरद चंदनिंदक मुख नीके, नीरज नयन भावते जी के। चितवनि चारु मार मनोहरनि, भावती हृदय जाति नहीं बरनी। कल कपोल श्रुति कुंडल लोला, चिबुक अधर सुंदर मृद बोला। कुमुद कुमुद बंधु कर नींदक हासा, ब्रिकट बिकट मनोहर नासा। भाल विशाल तिलक झलकाई, कच बिलो की आली अबली लजाई। पीत चौतनी सिर नहीं सुहाई, कुसुम कली बिच बिच बनाई। रेखे रुचिर कंबु कलगीवा, जनु त्रिभुवन सुषमा की सीवा। श्री राम जय राम। श्री राम जय राम। कुंजर मणिकंठा कलित, उरनी तुलसी का माल। वृषभ कंद के रही ठवनी, बल निधि बाहु विशाल सियावर। रामचंद्र की जय, शरणम शंकर हरि ओम। जय श्री राम।
जय श्री राम। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। कटि तुनीर पित पट बांधे, कर सर धनुष बाम पर कांधे। पीठ जग्य उपवीत सुहाए, नख श्रिख मंजु महाचबि छाए। देखी लोग सब भय सुखारे, एक टक लोचन चलत न तारे। हर्षे जन को देखी दो भाई, मुनि पद कमल गए तब जाई। करी बिनती निज कथा सुनाई, रंग अवनी सब मुनि ही दिखाई। जहाँ जहाँ जाहि कुंवर बर दो, तहाँ तहाँ चकित चितव सब को। निज निज रूख राम ही सबु देखा, को न जान कछु मरमु विशेष, बलि रचना मुनि रिपसन कहेहु, राजा मुदित महा सुख लहेउ। सब मन मंचनह ते मुन मंचू, एक सुंदर बिसद विशाल, मुनि समेत दहु बंधु तहाँ बैठा रे महिपाल। प्रभु ही देखि सब नृपहि हारि, जनु राकेश उधै भय तारे। असी प्रतीति सबके मन माहि, राम छाप तो रब सक नाही। बिनु बंजेहु भव धनुष विशाला, मिलहि सिय राम उरमाला। अस विचारि गवनहु घर भाई, शशु प्रताप बलु तेजु गवाई। बिहसे अपर भूप सुनि बानी, जे अविवेक अंध अभिमानी। तोरहु धनुष ब्याहु अवगाहा, बिनु तोरे को कुंवरि बियाहा। एक बार कालहु बिन हो, सिय हित समरच तब हम सोऊ। यह सुनि अवर महीप मुस्काने, धर्मशील हरि भगत सयाने। सिय सोच बिहाबी राम गर्भ, दूरी कर रिपन के जीति को सक संग्राम। दशरथ के रन बाकुरे। जय श्री राम।
Jai Shri Ram. We stopped at Doha 245 of Balkand. I will ask Preeta Behen, thereafter Shamila Behen, and then Ashmir Behen to please recite. Thank you.
जय श्री राम। व्यर्थ नर मुझनि दाह बचाई, नन मोह देखनी जी भोग बुझाई। सिख हमारी सुनी परम पुनीता, जगदम्बा जानहु जिय सीता। जगत पिता रघुपति बिचारी, भरि लोचन छवि लेहु निहारी। सुंदर सुखद सकल गुण राशि, एदो बंधु शंभुर बासी। सुधा समुद्र समीप बिहाई, मेघ चरु निरखि बरहु खतदाई। करहु जाय कहु जोई भावा, हम तो आजु जन्म फल पावा। अस कहि भले भूप अनुरागे, रूप अनूप बिलोकन रागे। देखहि सुर नभ चढ़े विमाना, बरषि सुमन करहि कलगाना। जानि सु अवसर सिय तब, सचे जनक बोलाई। चतुर सखी सुंदर सकल, सादर चली लवाई। सिया शोभा नहीं जाय बखानी, जगदम्बिका रूप। उपमा सकल मोहि लघु लागे, प्राकृत नारी अंग अनुरागी। सिया बरनियत ही उपमा दे, कुकबी कहै अजसो कोले। जो पतक धरिय सिय सम सिया, जग असी जुबति कहा कमलिया। गिरा मुख रतन अरद भवानी, कति अति दुखित अतनुपति जानी, मिश्र बारुनि बंधु प्रिय जेहि, कहे अरमास्तम किन्ने देहि। जो छवि सुधा पयोनिधि होई, परम रूप में कच्छपो सोई। शोभारजु नंदरो सिंगारो, मथे पानी पंकज निज मारू। एहि विधि उपजे लक्ष्य जब, सुंदरता सुख मूल तदपि सकोच समेत कभी, कहि सिया समतुल। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। जय श्री राम।
जय श्री राम। चली संग ले सखी सयानी, गावत गीत मनोहर बानी। सोनवल तनु सुंदर सारी, जगत जननी अतुलित छवि भारी। भूषण सकल सिधे सुहाये, संग अंग रचि सखिन बनाये। रंग भूमि जब सिय पगुधारी, देखी रूप मोहे नर नारी। हर्षि सुरन दुंदुबी बजाई, बरषि प्रसून उपजरा गाई। पानी सरोज सोहुज अमाला, अवचट चित ही सकल भुआला। सिहे सकित स्थित राम ही चाहा, बहे मोह बस सब नर नाहा। मुनि समीप देखे दो भाई, लगे ललकी लोचन निधि पाही। गुरजन लाज समाज पर, देखि सिए सकुचानी। लागी बिलोकन सकिन तन, रघुबीर ही पुर आनी। राम रूप अरु सिय छवि देखे, नर नारी न परिहरि निमेषे। सोच ही सकल कहत सकुचाही, विधि सन बिने करहि मन माही। अरु विधि बेगी जनक जरताही, पति हमारी असी देहि सुहाई। बिनु विचार पन तजि नर नाहु, सिय राम कर करे विभाहु। जुग बल कहि भाव सब खाहु, हठ कीने अंत तहु उर दाहु। एहि लाल सा मगन सब लोगु, भरोसा बरो जानकी जोगु। तब बंदी जन जनक बुलाए, बिरिदावली कहन चली आए। कह रिपुजाई कहु बन मोरा, चले बाट ही हर्ष न तोरा। बोले बंदी बचन बर, सुनहु सकल महिपाल। पन विदेह कर कहि हम, बुझा उठाई विशाल। जय श्री राम।
जय श्री राम। श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। रिपुपुज बलु बितु शिव धनु राहु, करुआ कटोरा बिदित सब काहू। रावण बानु महाबत भारे, देखि सरासन गवहि सिधारे। सोहि पुरारी कोदंडु कटोरा, राज समाजा आज जो ही तोरा। त्रिभुवन जय समित बेदेहि, बिनहि विचार बरे हट देहि। सुनिपन सकल भूप अभिलाषे, पट्ट मनि अतिशय मन माके। परिकर बाधि उठे अकुलाई, चल इष्ट देवन सिर नाई। तमकिता कितकि शिव धनु धरहि, उठैने कोटि भांति भलु करहि। जिनके कछु विचारु मन माही, चाप समीप महीपन चाही। तमकि दरहि धनु मूर रिप, ठहि न चलहि लजाई। मनहु पाए भट बाहुबलु, अधिकु अधिकु गरु आई। भूप सहस दस एक ही बारा, लगे उठावन तारे इन तारा। डागे न शंभु सरसन कैसे, कामी बचन सती मनु जैसे। सब रिप भय जोग उपहासी, जैसे बिनु बिराग सन्यासी। कीरति विजय बिरात भारी, चले चाप कर बर बसहारी। श्री हत बेहारी हिया राजा, बैठे निज निज जय समाजा। रिपन बिलो की जनु को अकुलाने, बोले बचन रोषा जनु साने। दीप दीप के भूपति नाना, आय सुनि हम जो पनुटाना। देव तनुज धरि मनुज शरीरा, विपुल बीर आई रणधीरा। क्वारी मनोहर विजय भरी, कीरति अति कमनीया। पावनिहार बिरंची जनो, रचे उन धनु दमनिया। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। शंकर हरि ओम। जय श्री राम।
Jai Shri Ram. We stopped at Doha 251. I will ask Auntie Usha, thereafter Auntie Shamla to please recite. Thank you.
जय श्री राम। कह कहु काहि यहुला बुन भावा, काहू न शंकर छाप छड़ावा। रहु छड़ाव भूतोरब भाई, तीलु भरी भूमि न सके उठाई। अब जनि को माखे भट मानी, वीर विहीन मही में जानी। तजहु आस निज निज ग्रह जाहु, लिखा न विधि बेटे ही विभाऊ। सुकृतु जाहि जो पनु परिहरहु, कुंवरी कुंवारी रहु कहाँ करहु। जो जन तेहु बिनु भट भूपि भाई, तो पनु करी हो तहु न हसाई। जनक वचन सुनि सब नर नारी, देखी जानी केहि भय दुखारी। माखे लखुन कुटिल बहि भोहे, रटपट कर कट नैन रिसोहे। कही न सकत रघुवीर डर, लागे वचन जनुबान। नाही राम पद कमल सिरु, बोले गिरा प्रमाण। रघुवंशनी महु जहाँ दो होई, तिहि समाज अस कहीं न कोई। कहीं जनक ससि अनुचित बानी, विद्यामान रघुकुल मनि जानी। सुनहु भानुकुल पंकज भानु, केहु सुभाउ न कछु अभिमानु। जो तुम्हारी अनुशासन पाओ, कंडुक एव ब्रह्मांड उठाओ। काचे घट जिमिदारो फोरी, सकहु मेरु मुलक जिमि तोरी। तब प्रताप महिमा भगवाना, को बापुरो पिताक पुराना। नात जानी अस आयुषि होउ, कौतुक करहु बिलो कहि सोहु। कमल नाल जिमि छाप चढ़ाओ, भोजन मत प्रमाण ले धाओ। तो रहु छत्र दंड जिमि,
तब प्रताप बलनाथ। जो न करो प्रभु पद सपत, करन धरो धनु भात। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। जय श्री राम।
जय श्री राम। दुनिया चले न श्री राम के बिना, राम जी चले न हनुमान के बिना। लखन सकोप बचन जे बोले, डगमगानी मही दिग्गज डोले। सकल लोग सब भूप डिराने, सियाहिया हर्षु जनक सकुचाने। गुर रघुपति सब मुनि मन माही, मुदित भये पुनि पुनि पुलकाही। सयनहि रघुपति लखन उनवारे, प्रेम समेत निकट बिठारे। विश्वामित्र समेत शुभ जानी, बोले अति स्नेह मय बानी। उचहु राम बंजहु सब भव चापा, मेटहु तात जनक परितापा। सुनि गुरु बचन चरण सिरुनावा, हर्षु विषादु न कचूर आवा। ठाड़ भये उठि सहज सुभाए, तब नीजुबा मृग राजुल जाए। अदित उदय गिरि मंच पर, रघुबर बाल पतंग। विकसे संत सरोज सब, हर्ष लोचन भृंग। दुनिया चले न श्री राम के बिना, राम जी चले न हनुमान के बिना। विपिन केरी आसन सिनासी, बचन नखत अवली न प्रकाशी। मानी महीप मुकुद सुख चाने, कपटि भूप उलुक लुकाने। भये बिशोक कोक मुनि देवा, बरी सही सुमन जना वही सेवा। गुरुपद बंदी सहित अनुरागा, राम मुनि नहा सनु आय सुमागा। सहज ही चले सकल जग स्वामी, मत मंजुबर कुंजर गामी। चलत राम सब पुर नर नारी, पुलक पुरी तन भये सुखारी। बंदी पितर सुर सुकृत संभारे, जो कछु पुण्य प्रभाव हमारे। तो शिव धनु मृगनाल, तो शिव धनु मृणाल किरनाई। तो रहु राम गणेश को साई। श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। राम ही प्रेम समेत लखी, सखिनह समीप बुलाई। सीता मातु स्नेह बस, बचन कहई बिखलाई बिलाई। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। शरणम शंकर हरि ओम। जय श्री राम।
Jai Shri Ram. We stopped at Doha 255. I will ask Akila to recite, please. Thereafter, Chiman Bhai. Thank you.
जय श्री राम। राजा राम राम राम, सिया राम राम राम। सखी सब गातक देख निहारे, राम राम राम। चिहुकावत हेत हमारे, राम राम राम। कहो न बुझाए कहे गुरु पाही, राम राम राम। ए बालक असिहत भली नाही, राम राम राम। रावण भान जो आनहि चापा, राम राम राम। हारि सकल भूप करि तापा, राम राम राम। सो धनु राजकुंवर कर दे, राम राम राम। पाल मराल की मन तर ले, राम राम राम। भूप सयानप सकल सिराने, राम राम राम। सखी विधि गति कछु जाति न जानी, राम राम राम। भोली चतुर सखी मृदुवानी, राम राम राम। तेजवंत लघु कनिय नारानी, राम राम राम। कहा कुंभज कहा सिंधु पारा, राम राम राम। सोचें सुजस सकल संसारा, राम राम राम। रवि मंडल दे कहते लघु लागा, राम राम राम। उदय तासति भुवन तम भागा, राम राम राम। राजा राम राम राम, सिया राम राम राम। मंत्र परम लघु जास बस, प्रीति हरि हर सिर सहब। महामत गजराज कहो, बस कर अंकुश कर। श्री राम जय राम, जय जय राम। 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 काम कुसुम धनु सायक लीन्हे, सकल भुवन अपने बस कीन्हे। देवी तजिय सन सहसयानी, पंजब धनुष राम सुनु रानी। सखी वचना सुनी भय परतीति, मिठा पिषादु पर ही अति प्रीति। तब राम ही बिलो के वे देहि, सब यह दया बिनवती चहिते ही। मन ही मन मनाव अकुलानी, हो प्रसन्न महे शुभवानी। करहु सफल आपनी सेवकाई, करहि तुहर हो चाप करो आई। गणनायक बरदायक देवा, आजु लगे किन्हीं तु सेवा। बार बार बिनती सुनी मारी, करहु चाप गुरता अति थोरी। श्री राम जय राम, जय जय राम। देखी देखी रघुवीर तना, सुरमन वाधर धीर। भरे बिलोचन प्रेम जल, पुलकावली शरीर सिया। फिर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय, शंकर हरिओम। जय जय सिया राम, जय श्री राम।
जय श्री राम। नीके नीरखी नयन बरि शोभा, पितुपन सुमिरि बहुरी मनु क्षोभा। अहतात दारुनि हत ठानी, समुझत नहीं कछु लाभु न हानि। सचिव सभय सिक देहि न कोई, बूढ़ समाज बड़ अनुचित होई। कह धनु कुली सहो चाहि कठोरा, कह श्यामल मृदुगात किशोरा। विधि के ही भांति धरो उर धीरा, सिरस सुमन कन बेदिय हीरा। सकल सभा के मति भे मोह बोरी, अब मोहि शंभु चाप गति तोरी। निज जड़ता लोगन परदारी, होई हरऊ टघुपति निहारी। अति परिताप सिय मन माही, लव निमेष जुग सै समझाही। प्रभु चितई पुनि चितव, महिराजत लोचन लोल। खेलत मन सिज मीन जुग, जनु विदु मंडल डोल। गिरा अलिनिमुख पंकचरो की प्रगट न लाजनि सा अवलोकी लोचन जलु रह लोचन कोना जैसे परम कृपन कर सोना सकुचि व्याकुलता बड़ी जानी धरि धीरजु प्रतीति उर आनी तन मन बचन मोर पनु साचा रघुपति पद सरोज चितुराचा तो भगवानु सकल उरबासी करी मोहि रघुबर के दासी जय के जय पर सत्य सनेहु सोते मिले न कछु संदेहु प्रभु तन चितई प्रेम तन ठाना कृपा निदान राम सबु जाना सियहि बिलो की तकेउ धनु कैसे चितव गरूरु लघु व्याल ही जैसे लखन लखे रघुवंश मणि ताके हर को दंडू पुलकी गात बोले बचन चरण चापी ब्रह्मांडु सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय शंकर हरिओम।
Jai Shri Ram. We stopped at Doha 259. I will ask Kamal Bhai to please recite. Thereafter, Anika ji. Thank you.
जय श्री राम। तिसि कुंजरु कमत अहि कोला दरहु धरनि धरि धीर न डोला रामु चहि शंकर धनु तोरा होहु सजग सुनि आयसु मोरा चाप समीप रामु जब आये नर नारन नारिन सुर सुकृत मनाये सब कर संसु अरु अज्ञानु मंद महीपन कर अभिमानु भृगुपति केरी गर्भ गरु आई सुर मुनि बरनह केरी कदराई सिय कर सोचु जनक पचितावा रानी न कर दारुन दुख दावा शंभु चाप बर बोहितु पाई चरे जाई सब संगु बनाई राम बाहु बल सिंधु अपारु हत पारु नहीं को कड़हारू राम बिलो के लोग सब चित्र लिखे से देखी चितिसिय कृपा यतन जानी बिकल विशेषी देखी विपुल बिकल बेदेही निमिष बिहात कलप सम तेहि त्रिषित बारि बिनु जो तनु त्यागा मुए करहि का सुधा तरागा का वर्षा सब कृषि सुखाने समय चुके पुनिका पचिताने अस जे जानी जान की देखी प्रभु पुल के लखी प्रीति विशेषी गुरु ही प्रणामु मन ही मन कीन्हा अति लाघव उठाई धनु लीन्हा दम केउ दामनी जिमि जब लयऊ पुनि नभ धनु मंडल सम भयऊ लेत चरावत खेचत गाढ़े काहू न लखा देख सब टाढ़े ते ही छन राम मध्य धनु तोरा भरे भुवन धुनि घोर कटोरा भरे भुवन घोर कठोर रव रवि बाजी तजी मारगु चले चिक्कर दिग्गज डोल मही अहि कोल कुरुम कुल मले सुर असुर मुनि कर कान दीन है सकल बिकल विचार ही कोदंड खंडे राम तुलसी जैति बचन उचार ही शंकर चापू जहाजू सागरु रघुबर बाहुबलु भूर सो सकल समाजू चढ़ा जो प्रथम ही मोह बस सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। जय श्री राम।
जय श्री राम। राम सिया राम जय जय राम। राम सिया राम जय जय राम। प्रभु दो कप खंड मही डारे, देखी लोग सब भय सुखारे। कोसि करूप पायो दीदी पावन, प्रेम भरी अवगहु सुहावन। राम रूप राके सुनिहारी, भरत बिची पुल खा बलि भारी। भाजे नब गहे निशाना, देव बधु नाचहि करि गाना। ब्रह्मादिक सुर सिद्ध सुनीसा, प्रभु प्रशंसहि देहि असीसा। बरसहि सुमन रंग बहुमाला, गावै किनारे गीत रसीला। रही भुवन भरी जय जय भानी, रघुपंग दुनि जत न जानी। मुदित कही जह तह नर नारी, पंजो राम शंभु धनु भारी। राम सिया राम जय जय राम। बंदित मगध सुत गण, भरुद भरहु मति धीरा। करहि निचावरी लोग सब, हिय गए धन मनि चीरा। राम सिया राम जय जय राम। राम सिया राम जय जय राम। झांझ मृदंग शंख महानाही, भेरी ढोल दुबी सुहाई। बाजहि बहु बाजन सुहाए, जहाँ तहाँ विभीषण मंगल गाये। साकिन सहित सरस्वती रानी, सुखित धन पर जनु पानी। जनक लहेऊ सुनहु सोचु बिहाई, पेरत कथे कथा जनु पाई। श्रीहित भय भूप धनु झूठे, जैसे दिवस पिपा छाबी छूटे। सिया सुके ही रव निय के ही भांति, जनु चात की पाई जल स्वाति। राम लखन बिलोखत कैसे, ससिहि सख्य कोरा की सोर जैसे। सतानंद तब आय सुदीन्हा, सीता गमन राम पही कीन्हा। राम सिया राम जय जय राम। राम सिया राम जय जय राम। संग सखी सुंदर चतुर, गावहि मंगल चार। गावनि बाल मराल गति, सुषमा अंग अपार। श्रियावर रामचंद्र की जय। जय सिया राम।
जय श्री राम।
We stopped at Doha 263. I will ask Auntie Chetu to please recite. Thereafter, Gayatri Maharaj, if she is available, please recite. Oh, I see she's got disconnected. Akhila, please recite. Oh no, she's there. Sorry, Gayatri Maharaj, if you'd like to recite, please recite after Auntie Chetu. Thank you.
From here. Okay. Jai Shri Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. सकिन मधे सिया सोहती कैसे चावल मध्य महाचबी जैसे कर सरोजम जगमला सुहाई विश्व विजय शोभा जय छाई तन सुख चु मन परम उचाओ गोद प्रेम लगे परहन काहू जाहि समीप राम छवि देखी राहि जान कुन नारहि चित्र अवरेखी चतुर सकैला के बुझाई पहिरावहु जहाँ जयमाल सुहाई सुनत जुगल कर माल उठाई प्रेम विबस पहिराहि न जाई सोहत जन जुग जल जुग सनालम साहसी सबिहित देत जयमालम गावहि चबहि अवलोक सहीले सिया जहि माल राम उर्मिले श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम रघुबर और रघुबर है और इस और आगे रघुबर है और जमल oh I forget so quickly जो भार उर जगमलम देहि देव बशहि सुमान शोक चहे सकल भूपल चन बिलो के रवि महुद गान सियावर रामचंद्र की जय शरणम शंकर हरि ओम जय जय सिया राम पुरौर पुरौर हम भय जनि बाजी काल बहे लिन साधु सब साजी सुर किनार नर नाग मुनीषा जय 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 कही देखी अशीषा नाचहि गावहि विभूद बधूति बार बार कुस मान जली चोटी जहाँ तहाँ विप्र भेद धुनि कराई बंदी बिरधावली उचारहि माही पातल नाक जस बाप राम भारी सिया बाजऊ चाप करही आरती पुर नर नारी देहि निचावरी पीत विसारी सोहति सिया राम कहि जोरी चबई सिंघार मनहु एक तोरी सकहि काहे प्रभु पर गौ सीता करहति ना चरण परहस अति पीता श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम गहुतमतिया गाती सुरति करी नाही पर साति पग पानी मान बिहसी रघुबंस मणि प्रीति अलु ठीक जाने सियावर रामचंद्र की जय शरणम। शंकर हरिओम जय जय सिया राम। जय श्री राम।
Okay. Akila, can you please recite? We stopped at 265.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I thought you're not
Okay.
coming to the mic. Please go ahead.
जय श्री राम। श्री राम जय जय राम। श्री राम जय जय राम। तब सिया देखी भूप अभिलाष खूर कपूत मूड मन माखे। उठी उठी पहिरी सनाह अभागे जहाँ तहाँ गाल बजावन लागे। लेहि चराई सिय कह को दरी बांधहु नृप बालक दोहु। तोरे धनुषु बरी नहीं सरही। जीवत हम ही कुहारी को बरही। जो विदेहु कछु करे सहाय। जीतहु समर सहित दोहु भाई। साधु भूप बोले सुनि बानी। राज समाज ही लाज लजानी। बलु प्रताप वीरता बढ़ाई। नाक पिनाक ही संग सिधाई। सोही सुरता की अब कहु पाही। असी बुद्धि तो विधि महु मसिलाही। देखहु राम ही नयन भरी। तजी ईरीषा मुड कोहु। लखन रोषु पावक प्रबल। जानी सलभ जनि होहु। श्री राम जय जय राम। श्री राम जय जय राम। बैन ते है बलि जिमि चह खागु। जिमि रसु चाहे नाग अरि भागु। जिमि चह कुशल अखार न कोहि। सब संपत चहे शिवद्रोही। लोभी लोलुप कल किरति चहई। अकलंक कतकी कामी लहाई। हरि पर विमुख परम गति चाहा। तस तुम्हार लालचु नर नाहा। कोला लहलु सुनि सिया सकानी। सकी लवाई गई जहाँ रानी। राम सुभाए चले गुर पाही। सिया सनेहु बरनत मन माही। रानी नह सहित सोच बस सिया। अब धौ विधि ही काहू करनिया। भूप बचन सुनि इत उत तहि। लखनु राम डर बोली न सकहि। अरुण नयन भ्रिकुटि कुटिल। चितवत नृप न सकोप। मनहु मत गजगन निरकी। सिंध किशोर ही चोप। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। जय श्री राम।
Jai Shri Ram. Thank you. We stopped at Doha 267. I see there's only two Chopais left. And I see Akila got disconnected. Auntie Usha, can you please recite the last two verses? Thank you. I think so. You're having some fix with the mic.
जय श्री राम।
Jai Shri Ram. Go ahead.
राम जय जय राम। श्री राम जय राम। खर भरु देखी विकल पुर नारी। सब मिली देहि मही बहिनी गारी। तेहि अवसर सुनि शिव धनु भांगा। आयहु भृगुकुल कमल पतंगा। देखी महीप सकल सकुचाने, बाज झपट जनु लावलुकाने, गौरी शरीर भूति भल भ्राजा, भाल विशाल त्रिपुंड विराजा, शीस जटा शशि बदनु सुहावा, ऋषि बस कछुक अरुण हुई आवा, भ्रिकुटि बुकील नयन सिर राते, सहजहु चित्तवत मन हिरिसाने, वृषभ कंध बाहु विशाला, चारु जने उमाल मृगछाला, कटि मुनि बसन नूप ही बांधे, धनुसुर कर कुटारु कल कांदे। श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय जय राम। संत बेशु करनी कठिन, बरनी न जाई स्वरूप, धरि मुनि तनु जनु बीर रसु, आयहु जहाँ सब भूप। देखत भृगुपति भेषु कराला, उठे सकल बहि विकल भुआला, पितु समेत कहीं कहीं निज नामा, लगे करन सब दंड प्रणामा। जेहि सुभाहु चित वही हितु जानी, सो जाने ही जनु आईख कुटानी, जनक बहोरी आई सिरुनावा, सिया बोलाहि प्रणाम करावा, आशीष दीन हर्षान, निज समाज ले गए सयानी, विश्वामित्रु मिले पुनि आए, पद सरोज मेले दो भाई, राम लखनु दशरथ के टोटा, दीन ही आशीष दीखि भल जोटा, राम ही चित्ते रहे टकी लोचन, रूप अपार मार मद मोचन। बहुरी बिलो की बिदेहि मन सन, केहु कहा अति भीर, पूछत जानी अजान जिमी, व्यापहु कोपी शरीर। Must I do the last one?
Yes, please.
Okay. श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय राम। समाचार कही जनक सुनाही, जेहि कारण महीप सब आई, सुनत वचन फिरि आनत निहारे, देखे छाप खंड मही डारे, अति ऋषि बोले वचन कठोरा, कहु जड़ जनक धनुष के तोरा, बेगी दिखाओ ही मूढ़ता, नाता आजू उलट ही मही, जहाँ रही तब राजू, अति डरु उतरु देत निरपुनाहि, कुटिल भूप हर्षे मन माही, सुर मुनि नाग नगर नर नारी, सोचहि सकल त्रास उर भारी, मन पछिताति सिय महतारी, विधि अब संवारी बात बिगारी, भृकुपति कर स्वभाव सुनि सीता, अरद निमेष कलप समबीता, सभे बिलो लोक सबा, जानी जान की भीरु, हृदय न हर्षु विषाद कछु, बोले श्री रघुबीरु, सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय। जय श्री राम।
Jai Shri Ram. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining in today's satsang, and most especially for the beautiful recital which we have just heard. It's been going so lovely, and everybody is reciting so lovingly. Thank you very much. May Sri Ram bless us with love and devotion. Today, Kamal Bhai will be giving the explanation. I'm looking forward to listening to his explanation. This is a very interesting part, the breaking of the bow, and I'm sure there's much to be learned from this section. Kamal Bhai, please come to the mic. Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Sri Ram. As we seen yesterday, the entering of the arena of Sri Ram, and Sri Ram touched the feet of Sadanand with humility, and then sat down near his guru Vishwamitra. And Muni Vishwamitra said that we would now be seeing the Swayamvar. Let us see who Ishwar, he is referring to. Shiv is also known as Ishwar, gives the honor of marrying Sita. Now, we see that in India, Swayamvar is the practice of choosing a husband from among a list of suitors by a girl of marriageable age. It was a common place at that time, and sometimes they had to be completed tasks. A task had to be completed in that process. So King Janak declared that lifting and stringing of a bow belonging to Lord Shiva that was with him as a qualifying test to marry his daughter. So we see uh, then Lakshman had said that, personally, Vishwamitra, that he had already been, Lakshman said to Vishwamitra and Ram that we had already been blessed, uh, um, Sri Ram and Lakshman, and that their hearts felt desired and will be fulfilled. And therefore, once again, bless them again and all be happy and satisfied. So Vishwamitra already had blessed Sri Ram and Lakshman. And you see, when the people got the news that the two brothers were reaching the place, they prepared for the event. All of them rushed and they forgot the task that what they were doing. All of them either had seen Sri Ram and Lakshman already and couldn't resist seeing them another time. And some of them who hadn't seen them had heard how much attractive and charming these two brothers were, and so rushed to have a glimpse of them. It is a kind of attitude that we should have always be there for seekers of God. When mentioned about him by those who had a glimpse of him, should be making them as much restless as to pay greater attention to knowing and seeing him than to other matters. So Janak now informed his men to direct the people to their places according to their social status. Now, seating people according to the social status should not be seen as discrimination, but it is to provide all an atmosphere which does not make them uncomfortable. Notably, it is a fact none was turned out or given a rough treatment by the servants of the king. All had been provided for and respected. It is also indicated that all are entitled to know and see God and should be helped according to their capacity and background. King Janat had discharged this function for his people, and he is a realized soul. So Sri Ram was being looked upon by the rest of the kings and princes according to their own inner makeup. To some, with the sattvic or righteous temperament, he seemed to be as great warrior as if the heroic sentiment itself had taken a body. And the wicked ones with the rajasic temperament saw Sri Ram as a terrible person and felt fearful. They felt defeated themselves already. And those who had come there as princes, but in fact were demons of the time, that is, who had tamasic temperament, saw Sri Ram as manifestation of death, as Kal. So The ladies saw him according to their own interest in him as well, and with great pleasure. They saw him as worthy of getting married to Sita, some of whom were elder to Sita and some who were friends of Sita. And the ladies all saw him as someone who has an absolutely unworldly form, and as if the love related feelings had come before them taking a form. Now there were many deep understanding about God, and such enlightened people saw Ram as none other than as the all-pervading God Supreme, and having that the cosmic form consisting of, the many faces, arms, and so on, uh, and God behind it had manifestation of universe is by and of the God. So the Janak clan had a profound wish that Sita should be married to Sri Ram ever after they saw Ram, irrespective of Janak's vow. While Janak and his queen saw Ram as a young kid and their love for him knew no bound. The yogis, on the other hand, those are yogis who have become one with God, considered Sri Ram as the same as Sat Chit Anand Roop, that is the absolute truth, consciousness, and total bliss in form, that is peaceful, pure in every way. And those who were bhaktas of Vishnu Bhagwan saw them as their own Ishtdeva, the beloved deity, who gives them all types of happiness, pleasure, whenever remembered and worshipped. Sita, on the other hand, looked at him with a sentiment that none had, and extent of her love for Lord and her joy at this moment was beyond words to describe. Even Sita had been only experiencing it and could not have expressed her feelings in words. Everyone saw the prince of Koshal or Avan in light of his own inner makeup. It is our own mood and temperament that we see and even judge the Lord. We all are not able to remain in the same type of understanding about the Lord. In happier moments, the Lord or whatever deity is liked immensely and thanked in moments of distress. And in moments of distress, we don't appreciate him as much. The relationship with the Lord is therefore subjective, and purity of heart makes us understand Him better. Naturally attractive, both brothers did make the combined beauty of uh, Tulsidas at 10 million cupids look inferior in comparison. So Tulsidas has almost repeated how the two princes Sri Ram and Lakshman looked. He has most imaginatively described their charm, beauty, and saying that whatever similes have been used do not justify their use, and the beauty of Lord and his younger brother surpass them all. In fact, God is most beautiful of all possible things of beauty. We should understand this, and also those who incline to contemplate on Sri Ram in their meditative exercises should have the picture of him drawn on the slate of their heart. So it is this process, I think, meditative process and dhyan that continuously we do, that is that with practice we achieve God realization. So now Janak became happy finding everyone present there at that venue, and then went forward to grab the feet of the Muni with reverence. And Janak related to Muni all the background story with due humility about holding this event. King Janak was once visited by the Muni Parashuram, who is a Brahman saint who had many times curbed the might of the menacing Kshatriyas of his times. And Parashuram was a devotee of Bhagwan Shiv, and had been using a bow given by Shiv to him to eliminate the Kshatriyas kings in fight against them for establishing a more balanced order. The Dhanush of Shiv symbolically represents Ahamkar, which is a sense of being or the cosmic ego. So those defeated kings were finished um, with the strength of the cosmic power behind their individual ego. And while the kings had inflated individual egos due to their being kings, just as a result of the providence, and therefore could not put up resistance with their false egos, were confronted with the cosmic ego. So when the need to use the Shiv bow was no more, no more there, Parashram found King Janak as a realized ascetic who had no sense of ego, knowing the God as the sole source of consciousness in Jiva, and who could safely keep Shiv's bow and left it in his charge. One morning, Janak found his daughter lifting the bow of Shiv, and the bow was immensely heavy, as totally of ego, uh, and that's heavy as totality of ego should be, and it was not easy to lift it. But anyone with individualistic ego, uh, with her left hand, Sita, to clean the place, lifted it, while none of his servants could move it a bit so far, and he thought that Sita was not just an ordinary person, but was someone special, which he actually was, and therefore thought it be just right to get married to a special one who could break the bow, that is, with one who was a step ahead of his daughter in divinity and strength. With this view in mind, he wanted to find that special person and announce holding of the Dhanush Yagna when he saw his daughter achieving marriageable age. Janak had related all the story to Muni Vishwamitra, who found it to be with sound sense of logic behind it, although he had known that Sri Ram, the avatar of God Supreme, only had the strength of breaking the bow of Shiv, representing total sum of ego, which is governing the universe. The king, they coming all from all over, saw Sri Ram and felt defeated in their hearts as being nowhere near in competition with him. It was like stars losing all their shine right when the moon appears in the sky. Uh, that's how they felt. All of them had a belief that Sri Ram will be able to break the bow of Shiv, as they had found themselves far inferior to his influence and power. Besides, they thought Sita might place the wreath around the neck of Sri Ram, signifying her all-time acceptance of Sri Ram as her master, even without his breaking the bow, as Ram seemed to be the right choice for Sita to them all. They even considered going back home, albeit losing their own name, glory, and strength and pride. In the assembly, however, there were a few other kings who had no vision and discreet understanding and were arrogant fools. They thought differently and laughed after listening to the others, the rest. They challenged, saying, leave apart getting married to Sita without breaking the bow of Shiv. We would not allow this to happen even after Ram breaks the bow. Even if Kal, the god of death, confronts us as an adversary, we will defeat him for Sita. Those kings who had been followers of and inclined towards Dharma were wiser, and the bhaktas of Lord Hari only smiled at this foolish declaration. And they said that Ram will certainly marry Sita, and that would be hurting the pride of all kings who on earth can win the battle fighting against the valiant sons of King Dasrath. They had all known the winning streak of Sri Ram and Lakshman against the demons while they were protecting the yagnas and the munis at the order of Vishwamitra. So the nobler kings advised to that secure for your it is secure for your ultimate benefit, and it's that you consider Sita as Jagadamba, the mother of all, and the Lord of Raghu Sri Ram as father of the universe. The nobler kings had their hearts filled with love for Sri Ram and Sita and began to appreciate their unworldly beauty and charm. Even the gods in the sky saw Sri Ram and started singing praises and showering flowers. So we see that God is invisible, but when he takes an avatar due to wishes of his bhaktas, he remains not known and not seen as God, though he remains present before our eyes in the form. But those who have purer hearts and righteous conduct do get attracted to him and see him as the Almighty Lord. But similar experiences is denied to those who have egoistic mind and live for only themselves and have narrow vision. So Jagadambika Sita's charm was beyond description, and she possessed concealed wealth of beauty and virtues which could not be noticed all at once. Coming to Sita, now to the goddess, if Sharada, goddess of speech, is picked for comparison, her being too talkative would fail her. This is the comparing Sita to Sharda. And then Parvati would not be found right because she is called Aradhangani, that is one who is only half body. The other half is of Lord Shiva to complete their personality. The idea here is to explain that Sita is the cause of all that is beautiful in this world, being mother of all creation, which though may seem ugly at times to us because of our own lack of full understanding, but is actually beautiful and rewarding. When this is well understood, the conflict goes away and one becomes a firm devotee at the feet of Sita, who is the creative power of none other than the God Supreme, who has appeared as Avatar, taking human form as Sri Ram. So Sita had the Jaymala, the reed of victory, in her lotus hand, but she became nervous finding all the elders of the family and seniors in the society sitting around in big numbers, and feeling shy, she shifted her glance to look at her female friends, but keeping the image of Raghubir, the hero among the Raghus, in her heart. The people desired that Narnahu, which is the master of the people, that is King Janak, should forget his vow of marrying Sita to the one who breaks the vow of lordship without a second thought, and should bring Sita and Sri Ram to marry each other. This will be in the best interest of all and will be liked by all of as well. Any stubbornness at this stage will only cause heartburn in the end. The bards, the men of Janak, addressed all the assembled kings to carefully listen to them as they were going to tell them what their king, Vijay Janak, had in mind as the precondition for marrying Sita. Uh, the announcers declared uh, that Ravan and Banasur, whom they know as the great warriors, have already left after having looked at the bow. And it is that strong and hard, difficult to handle bow of Shiv. And whoever from among the royal assembly, only a person of royal descent will break it today, and that person will be declared the winner of 3 worlds on account of breaking the bow of Lord Shiv. And Sita would marry that person without any other consideration. Now, the kings tried their hands at lifting the bow very eagerly and angrily, but all their labor did not yield any result, though they applied all the tricks available with them. Those of the king who had better understanding about what they were faced with did not even go near the bow. In this world, there are many things that we belong to God, and only, but we wish for its possession out of our foolishness without deserving it. So when people get power drunk, this simple matter is not understood by them, and then failures happen and dejection take place. If, on the other hand, we simply help and wish for a person who deserves to get what he deserves, so much bad blood and unnecessary effort can be saved. So the kings thus lost all their fame, their winning streak was broken, and their valor was forfeited by the bow. Thus, they puzzled and completely losing their confidence, the defeated kings went back to join their ranks. King Janak, however, became agitated, seeing the fate of the kings, and angrily said that so many of them had come from all over the world, not just the ordinary king, but also the gods and demons disguised as humans, getting interested after they came to know about his vow, for they thought they will get the lovely bride for themselves, become triumphant in a big way, and would become renowned, all of which were great prizes to be grabbed. For him now, the creator, Janak saying the creator hadn't created anyone with such prowess as to bend the bow of Shiv. And in a way, it was a fact because Sri Ram, the Lord Supreme, wasn't the creation of Brahma. King Janak proclaimed that who on earth will not find the opportunity of breaking the bow of Lord Shiv as most rewarding one, but still none stringed it. Leave apart stringing it or breaking it, none could move it an inch. So he then said, none should call himself a warrior. I'm going to take it that earth is now bereft of brave people. And now all my leave for their homes, and all may leave for their homes, and maybe Sita would have to remain unwed. Now, if my vow remains unfulfilled and I am uh, my food deeds remain unrewarded, the let it be so. And if my daughter Princess Sita remains unwed, let it be so too, as I am helpless. If I had known the earth to be without brave ones, I would not taken such a vow to suffer widespread ridicule. So all became sad listening to this of the king, and but Lakshman was the only one who has to have became angry listening to what Janak said, but was under discipline of Sri Ram, bowed down to his feet and began to speak with authority, something that was uh, backed up by truth as well. Lakshman said, uh, if any member from the clan of Raghus happens to be present in an assemblage, nobody should speak with such irresponsibly as King Janak has. The ever shining jewel, money, belonging to the family of Raghu, is present here, and it is well known to Janak. Turning towards Sri Ram, Lakshman spoke. Oh, the one who is like sun for the lotus, like Raghus. The whole race of Raghus blooms when you appear here. It is but natural, not with any trace of false pride, that I have spoken so. If you may kindly permit me, I can lift the whole universe like a ball. Lakshman is indeed avatar of Sheshnag, on whose the fangs the universe rests. So he says, I can then turn it into pieces like an urn which has still not been fully baked. I can smash the mountain of Meru like a radish uprooting it from base. It's all due to your own glory and capacity granted by you, O Bhagwan. So, what is the worth of this old wretched bow then? He said, "O Master, knowing this, you may order me to do miracles like this, and watch with interest. I would tie string on the bow like a stem of lotus is handled, and run 1,000 miles, taking in my hand the heavens of the bow is already seen by all, to establish all that I have said." So, in fact, the bhaktas of Lord Ram can't listen to any talk that does not recognize the absolute power of the Lord. Lakshman tells all those present that all the strength comes to people from the grace of Sri Ram. He wishes to demonstrate this before people. The task that seems impossible is just a game for the God. So when Lakshman angrily spoke like this, the elephants, the balance of the earth uh, in different directions started shaking. This made all the people and the kings fearful. But Sita felt pleased and Janak felt ashamed. Raghupati Sri Ram, his guru Vishwamitra, and the Munis felt amused and repeatedly thrilled. Ram, because his younger brother was so brave, Vishwamitra, because he's his own disciple, fearlessly told some facts, and the Munis, because there was somebody who never kept quiet after listening to a statement that did not give weightage to the presence of Sri Ram. Ram now made a gesture to quieten down Lakshman and pulled him to sit down near himself. Ram didn't want Lakshman to keep praising himself, which is not a right trait in a brave person. Vishwamitra saw it to be the right moment, as a delay would have upset Sita, Janak, and the people sitting there, and no act of goodness is meaningful if not done in good time. And softly spoke with the saying, "O Ram, get up and take off the unbearable weight of worry of Janak's heart." Listening to this precise instruction of Guru, Sri Ram bowed his head down at the feet of Guru without any display of elation or depression in his heart. Elation that is, now had the opportunity to have his beloved Sita as his wife, and depression that there was a big challenge ahead. It is such feelings that come in the way of performance as whole rush of emotions only distracts one. So rising up from his feet, placed at a high platform and standing in his natural posture, uh, Sri Ram rose up there, and there was a surge of happiness uh, from everyone seeing Sri Ram coming forward. So when Sri Ram rose, the kings felt their own hope vanishing. Uh, Sri Ram, on the other hand, after paying respects at the feet of Guru with affection, went to the rest of the Munis to take their permission and blessing, because it is never right to ignore the elders. Sri Ram is the master of the universe. Uh, then he set his foot forward in a manner that is natural to him. Uh, Sita's mother became overwhelmed with love, like that of a mother for the child, looking at Sri Ram with affection, and summoned Sita's female friends to and spoke in words which reflected her sentiments and her unease. Now, Sita's mother called out, "Such a bow to be handled by a young prince would be like asking a fawn to lift the mountain of Mandar." And then I consider King Janak to be having intelligence, but seems to have lost it. He doesn't believe that Sri Ram could lift the bow. But the wise friend replied, "O Queen, it is not right to judge potentially strong to be little in effect." So they added a mantra, though small, that is having a few syllables, can bring as well as rest of the gods to its command. So a small mantra is powerful as well. So the friends of the mother of Sita also declared that Kamdev keeps in hand a bow of flowers only, but who does not fall under his influence. And we see now that Mahesh and Ma Bhavani had prayed to be pleased and asked for reward for having served them and wanted to be favored by Shiv. And he makes his bow lighter. They're praying now. Sita is praying that the bow becomes lighter in weight and size. Shiv and Parvati are the only divine personnel who impart instant relief to unstable and stressful minds. Sita is praying, and they Shiv and Parvati personifies Vishwas, which is faith, and Shraddha, which is belief. And when they rely on them, all their anxiety goes away, providing instant relief in all situations. Then Sita also prayed to Sri Ganesh to reduce the weight of the bow. So, looking back in the direction of Sri Ram time and again, uh, to bring various gods to extend their help, but she sobered her feelings now, and she relied on Shiv, Parvati, and Ganesh to help help Sri Ram actually. And it is very normal for young ladies, unmarried young ladies, to behave in such manner in situations such as this. Sita was totally immersed in thought of getting near Sri Ram, and her concentration on just one thought, that was Sri Ram. Sita was mentally agitated now, and as she was, but all this moment seemed like yugas to her, uh, because as I think we learned previously, sometimes a minute seems to be like yugas, and sometimes a long period seems short. So that's how Sita felt now. Now Sita is now aware that her own mental stress and wanted to regain a confidence and bring back her optimism. She thought, my resolve is true in terms of thought, word, and action. When these three faculties become directed by just one resolve, the success has to happen. And I have placed my conscience at the lotus feet of Raghupati Sri Ram totally. That's how she thought now. So uh, now Sri Ram saw Sita with love first and then at the bow in a manner like Garuda. That's how Tulsi explains it. Um, uh, Garuda is the king of the birds and the carrier of Lord Vishnu, who is also a sworn enemy of serpents. Uh, so when Lakshman saw that Raghuvan Sri Ram had sized up the bow of Shiv, the time for its being broken has arrived. His body became light and ready for action too, and he wished to speak out words of caution, but first put his foot firmly down to keep the universe in place. As Shiv happens to be the highest among gods, and when his bow was going to be broken, a big upheaval was expected. So Lakshman had ordered the guardians, the elephants in all directions, the tortoise on whose back the earth rests, and the serpents on whose fangs and the universe remains placed, to be patiently holding the earth without letting confidence shake at any point in time, as Ram is now ready to break the bow of Shiv. Right. On the other hand, when Ram reached near the platform where the bow was placed, all those present prayed gods and stake their good deed for fulfillment of the desire that Sri Ram breaks the bow. The doubt of some regarding Ram breaking the bow and the ignorance of others, the attitudes of Parasuram, who is a great sage of the line of Brigu, about the bow of being big and heavy and display a weak sentiment by gods, and the Munis, Sita's anxiety, Janak's remorse, and the Queen's agony. All this now rested on the breaking of the bow. This means that Ram's strength and capacity was far more, and all the people's anxiety, doubts, and distress had no scope of remaining valid in view of it. When Ram looked around, he saw all the people as like a canvas, motionless, static, and he saw Sita was disturbed as well. So they all required instant relief. So Ram then made the obeisance to Guru inside his heart. Ram is demonstrating that at all times God should be remembered. God only is the real doer. Guru is supposed to be representing God only, and picked up the bow with utmost dexterity and finesse, and the bow shined like a flash of lightning in the sky when Ram grasped it. The bow then became similar to a circle in the sky, but nobody could actually see Ram picking up, stringing it, and pulling it. In the very same instant, Ram broke it into two parts. This filled whole space with harsh and thunderous sounds of very high decibels. The harshness of this sounds, and the gods and the demons and the munis all pressed their hands on their ears and thought out the effect of the event with concerns according to their own internal makeup. And they all shouted that Ram had broken the bow and praised him for his great victory. Even the demons could not check themselves and praised Sri Ram's accomplishment. All those feelings drowned as they had been born out of ignorance and foolishness, um, without having any base. All had seen Ram as having divinity and unparalleled charm, beauty, and strength. The bow of Shiv represents ego of all in the universe. The bow could not have been broken by anybody in the whole creation, of which Shiv is the first among gods. If anybody tried to break the universal ego, the sense of doership, he would have had to first negate his own ego, which nobody understood, and tried his hand at breaking the bow of Shiv. Sri Ram is the supreme God, providing basis of ego to all. Hence, he is the master of ego of all egoistic entities. Ram only therefore could break the bow of Shiv. Right. Then Sri Ram had dropped the pieces of the bow on the earth. Um, the Munis was particularly happy to see the power of Sri Ram, who had already known as the God when this was an endorsement of belief. Uh, uh, so drums sounded in the heavens as well. Brahmaji and other gods, Siddhas, Munis, all praised Sri Ram and gave blessings too. They all knew the importance of this, as Sita was now married technically to Sri Ram. All those presents started giving away horses, elephants, jewels, uh, for the victories of victorious Ram after invoking the blessings of the god. This is customary to offer and distribute goods and valuables among the needy when a loved one accomplishes something or any event is organized around them. So Shiv is a god of Ahamkar and is the highest among the gods. And the bow of Shiv represents, as we said, the ego of people. And this ego can only surrender before Sri Ram. Uh, Muni Shadanan from the Janak side then took charge, and he asked Sita to advance towards Sri Ram. The formality of sealing the marriage was now to take place. Sita was then joined by beautiful and talented companions who started singing, and they led Sita forward uh, to take steps like she displayed grace with her movements. And when Sita sensed Ram's charming aura near, she became, like statue-like. Uh, Her friends then brought her back to present time, convincing her that time to make use of the garland. And it was a moment that Sita companions sang songs as well. They saw and Sita finally put up the wreath around the neck of Sri Ram. The god saw Sri Ram putting the wreath as well, and they showered their blessings. The, the city of Janakpur was all heavens full of sounds. The Vipra, the Brahmins, they chanted Vedic hymns. But the foolish, the cruel, and the mentally enraged kings still declared that just breaking the bow will not be enough. Uh, those cruel people were still there, but they even said that if Janak resists, then he too may be defeated along with the two brothers. Uh, they, they, they said when the nobler king listened to this kind of irrational talk of wicked kings, they said, "O kings, your prestige has already gone. Your braveness, influence, and strength as also your honor has been finished, along with the breaking of the bow. Can you tell us that it is the same valor that failed you earlier that you are showing it again, or is it freshly gained? Because you have such poor intellect, you have your faces blackened by ink. So it would be appropriate for you to see Sri Ram with eyes fully open and don't suffer under emotion like jealousy, false pride, unfounded anger. You must also know that anger of Lakshman is such fire that it can engulf you anytime and burn you down like a moth. The king had seen Lakshman challenging all earlier and knew that it was backed up by his capacity to destroy anything and anybody at any time. They had seen Sri Ram only keeping calm and serenely composed, hence, he did not refer to his anger. They may have had a deeper understanding that the supreme God, when Ram would be angry, it will end all creation, while Lakshman was under his command now and ever. So the nobler king further said that your wishes are like a crow wanting to take away offerings to Garud. Uh, you are angry for no reason, and can such people ever be safe? Can a person disposed against Lord Shiva ever expect to have riches? This kind of commotion exchange between the noble and wicked king were heard by Sita, and she became uneasy as well and worried, and hence her companions took her back to her mother. Ram went back to his guru in a way natural to him. He did not want to look for appreciation or praise from anybody else, but he kept weighing Sita's love for himself within his heart, which he had noticed at the time of his being garlanded by Sita. So the uproarious scenes made all the citizens uncomfortable, and all of them together cursed the kings for their misdemeanor. It was about this time that Parashram, a sage in line of Bhrigu's Rishi, came there, and after getting to know that his master Lord Shiv bow had been broken, so Muni Parashram had many things that showed him to be an ardent devotee of Shiv, and he was angry that the bow of his own master had been broken. He thought that one of the Kshatriya kings may have done it, and he had vowed to punish Kshatriya kings for wrong deeds. Here was a wrong done affecting the something that belonged to his own Ishti Dev, his preferred deity, which is Lord Shiva. So Muni Vishwamitra also came to meet Parashram. uh, Muni Vishwamitra was a Kshatriya king before he became a sannyas. He called the two brothers, Sri Ram and Lakshman, also to touch the lotus feet of Parasuram and told that they were sons of King Dasrath. Parasuram also noticed the charming of the two brothers. And now Parasuram looked at Vidya Janak and asked, what was this large assembly for? Parasuram asked as an ignorant person, but the fact was that he had known the matter and his whole body was shaking with uncontrollable anger. The event of breaking of the bow had made the whole universe filled with sound and fury. So Parasuram was aware that someone had done it, but was not aware who exactly it was. In a way, his anger was justified, but strangely, it could have been avoided if he believed the invincibility of his bow. He could have deduced easily that it must have been the will of the act of the Supreme God Himself, who was even above Shiv, full of faith, avoids many unwanted situations. So, uh, Parasuram now, as we said, noted this two pieces of broken bow. So, Parasuram, Janak failed to answer Parasuram on the two pieces of bow out of his excess fear, because may he thought that Sri Ram would be in trouble if he told that. This signifies that though Janak was above the worldly consideration as a realized person, but his relationship with Sri Ram and extraordinary attraction of Sri Ram had weakened his heart. But when you have an established relationship with God, such weakness itself emancipates, not binds, while with the worldly person. It pushes more into the us into the mess in the cycle of rebirth. So when the wicked king saw Janak, In trouble, they rejoiced in heart. The, the wicked king solace in others' trouble too. This was very common weakness in egoistic people. So Sita had known the temperament of Parashram, that he does not stop short of doing this, the impossible, should he decide when he is angry. So when Lord Sri Ram saw Sita very frightened, he glanced at the other people who were also dreadfully calm. Without any sign of discomfiture, any shred of remorse or happiness within his heart, Sri Ram began to speak out, to relieve all from the state of tension and worry, and to placate the enraged Muni. He demonstrated that events and personalities are not important, but the call of duty is. It was him who had broken the bow and should come forward to accept it, but without any claim to braveness or sense of guilt. The way he speaks to deliver the information shows how humility and moderation become more desirable virtues, and we will learn more as we go forward. Jai Sri Ram.
Jai Shri Ram. Thank you very much, Kamal Bhai. I know this was a massive task to give the explanation for today because there's so much ground to cover, and you've done it so well, Kamal Bhai. Thank you. May Shri Ram bless you. I want to once again thank all of you for joining the satsangs and being part of the satsangs. We really value each and every person who come in, participate, give in your time, and it's really wonderful. I know for this Maas Paraayan, it's sacrificing 1.5, 2 hours of your time, and that's time is very valuable for all of us. And you are making that sacrifice. The Lord sees that. Even though we know the katha of the Lord, there is a joy in listening to it. Of course, you learn a lot from it. You know, there's so much value, there's so much of moral values we're learning, there's so much of philosophy. You know, learn how to behave, how to be in different circumstances, how to not let certain circumstances affect us. There's so much to be gained just from this simple katha. And it's not just a simple katha, because if it was just a simple katha, maybe we'd have heard it once and then we would have said, okay, we've heard it, finished. You know, we don't have to go back to it. There is that joy in it. That is why Hanumanji goes to each and every katha and he listens to it joyfully. What is there which Hanumanji doesn't know, but he goes because he loves Shri Ram so much. He loves his katha so much. He goes there to each and every katha. Shiv Bhagwan himself also is all, of course, Shivji and Hanumanji are the same. So there is that joy in listening to the katha, in even reciting everything, every part of the katha. This giving the explanation is just an excuse of saying the story of Sri Ram, repeating the story, of course to learn also, but just the repetition, listening to it gives us joy because we are all devotees of Sri Ram. We all love Ram very much, and it's now counting days. It's just over a week left now for the inauguration. And really, we are so joyous and expectantly waiting. And thank you once again. I know I get emotional and I talk too much. But thank you, all of you, for joining and being here. I will ask Havesan to please recite the Rudrashtakam. And then I will ask Preeta Behan to please do the conclusion for today. Thank you. Jai Shri Ram.
जय श्री राम। नमामि शमीशान निर्वाण रूपम विभुं व्यापकं ब्रह्म वेदस्वरूपं निजं निर्गुणं निर्विकल्पं निरीहं चिदाकाशमाकाशवासं भजेऽहं निराकार ओङ्कारमूलं तुरीयं गिराज्ञानगोतीतमीशं गिरीशं करालं महाकालकालं कृपालं गुणागार संसारपारं नतोऽहं तुषाराद्रि सङ्काशगौरं गभीरं मनोभूतकोटि प्रभाश्रीशरीरं स्फुरन्मौलिकल्लोलिनी चारुगङ्गा लसद्भालबालेन्दुकण्ठे भुजङ्गा चलत्कुण्डलं भ्रू सुनेत्रं विशालं प्रसन्नाननं नीलकण्ठं दयालम् मृगादीश चर्माम्बरं मुण्डमालं प्रियं संकरं सर्वनाथं भजामि प्रचण्डं प्रकृष्टं प्रकल्भं परेशम् अखण्डं अजं भानुकोटि प्रकाशम् त्रय शूलनिर्मूलनं शूलपाणिं भजेऽहं भवानीपतिं भावगम्य कलातीतकल्याण कल्पान्तकारी सदा सज्जनानन्ददाता पुरारी चिदानन्ददशं दोहा मोहपहारी प्रसीद प्रसीद प्रभो मन्मथारी न यावद् उमानाथ पादारविन्दं भजं तीह लोके परे वा नराणं न तावत् सुखं शान्ति शन्तापनाशं प्रसीद प्रभो सर्वभूतादिवासं न जानामि योगं जपं नैव पूजां नतोऽहं सदा सर्वदा शम्भुतुभ्यं जराजन्म दुःखौग तातप्यमानं प्रभो पाहि आपन्नमामीश शम्भो रुद्राष्टकमिदं प्रोक्तं विप्रेण हरतोषये ये पतन्ति नरा भक्त्या तेषां शम्भु प्रसीदति तेषां शम्भु प्रसीदति। ओम नमः शिवाय। जय श्री राम।
Preeta Behan, are you there? I'm not sure if you can hear me.
जय श्री राम। ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। 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 ओम आरती श्री रामायण की कीर्ति ललित सियाती। आरती श्री रामायण की कीर्ति ललित सियाती। गावत ब्रह्मादिक मुनि नारद वाल्मीकि विज्ञान विशारद। सुत संसार शेष अनुशारद। धरणी पवन सुत कीर्ति। आरती श्री रामायण की कीर्ति ललित सियाती। गावत वेद पुराण दश शास्त्र सब ग्रंथन को रस। मुनिजन संतन को सरबस। सारहंस सम्मत सब की। आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति ललित सियाती। गावत संतत शंख भवानी। अर्धत संभव मुनि विज्ञानी। व्यास आदि कवि वरिष्ठ बखानी। साधव शुंदी गरुड़ के कीर्ति। आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति ललित ॐ सर्वेषां स्वस्ति भवतु सर्वेषां शान्ति भवतु सर्वेषां पूर्णं भवतु सर्वेषां मङ्गलं भवतु सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामया सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ असतो मा सत्त्वमेव तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्युर्मा अमृतं गमय ॐ पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते हरि ओम शांति 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 ओम बोलो श्री सीताराम लक्ष्मण भरत शत्रुघ्न की जय बोलो श्री हनुमान जी की जय बोलो श्री रामायण माता की जय बोलो श्री गोस्वामी तुलसीदास की जय बोलो सर्व देवी देवताओं की जय सर्व ऋषि मुनि की जय ओम पार्वती पति हर हर महादेव की जय ओम नमो नारायणाय ओम नमो नारायणाय ओम नमो नारायणाय जय श्री राम
जय
जय
श्री
श्री
राम।
जय
राम।
श्री राम।
जय श्री राम।
जय श्री राम।
जय श्री राम।
जय श्री राम।